Hi, I'm Rob Van Rapphorst. Welcome to MBANow. Recently, the CFPB, in conjunction with the FHFA, released an advance notice of proposed rulemaking to consider the future of the QM patch. Estimates are that more than $250 billion in mortgages in 2018 relied on the patch to obtain QM status. MBA believes it is critically important to ensure that the patch not be allowed to expire without an effective replacement that preserves access to qualified mortgages for creditworthy borrowers and works effectively for the entire market, not just the GSEs. Here to discuss the latest is Pete Mills, Senior Vice President of Residential Policy and Member Engagement. Pete, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Rob.
So what's happening here? Is the patch really going away? Is the CFPB really getting rid of it?
No, I think it's a misnomer to say they're getting rid of the patch. What they're really doing here is this is an early rulemaking process. They're setting forth a whole series of questions about what they should do to replace the patch. This is more a discussion about what's going to replace the patch and not getting rid of it altogether. And one of the key questions will be, they have 18 months to get all this work done, as you mentioned. And the question will be, if they don't finish the work, what's going to happen? Every indicator we have suggests that they will be prepared to issue an extension of the patch while they finish the work on how they replace it. So the patch isn't going away. Most likely it's going to be replaced by something else. And so this is really the beginning of the debate about what to replace it with.
So what is that process going to be look like as they debate the replacement?
So an ANPR, Advance Notice of Proposed Rulemaking, there'll be a comment period. They'll take in, and I'm sure they'll get substantial comments from stakeholders. They'll evaluate those. They'll issue a proposed rule. Another comment period will follow that, and then they'll finally get around to writing a final rule. That can take up to 18 months or longer, depending upon the volume of comments and the complexity of the issue. So this is the beginning of that process. This is not a debate about ending the patch and nothing's going to replace it. This is the beginning of what's going to replace the patch.
So our members know, what are we, MBA, doing about it?
So as you mentioned, this is not a new issue. We've been known for 7 years that the patch was going to go away by its own construction. The Bureau put in an end date. So we've already been in discussion with other trade associations, other stakeholders, builders, realtors, bankers, and the MBA. We're reaching out to some of the consumer advocacy groups to begin the conversation about what replaces the patch. The goal here is really twofold. One, how do you make sure that creditworthy borrowers in that $250 billion that you mentioned still have access to mortgage credit after the patch goes away? So we need a construct that works there. And we need something that works for the entire market. So
I just want to point out also that we've had discussions with CFPB about this. It's been a big issue for us, and we are in communication with them.
Absolutely. The discussion's been ongoing for some time. And as you read through the Advance Notice of Proposed Rulemaking, they are asking the right questions. They're asking about how effective was the patch in serving the marketplace. What are some of the alternatives? So we think in terms of using perhaps pricing as a gatekeeper for ability to repay. We look at residual income as a possibility. We're looking at compensating factors. There's a variety of ways to go at this. We're going to sit down with our other stakeholders and try to figure out, and if we can align as an industry around a common set of solutions, our chances of getting this done effectively and getting it done on time increase substantially. So we'll be communicating with our members, encouraging folks to communicate with us about what they think works. But this is the beginning of a long process going forward.
Yeah, no doubt over these next 18 months, it will definitely be a big issue for us and for our members. So please be sure to come back and talk more about it.
I'd like to do that. Thank you.